Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Play Legit podcast, the premier podcast for gaming and real talk. We are your hosts, Koerri, Elijah, and
it's KJ, man.
You already know. So we are back, guys. How's it going? We're back with episode 16 of the Play Legit podcast. And it's crazy because, typically the podcast would be out today, but last week something was supposed to happen and it got postponed due to people not knowing how to act, which after watching this, I don't really understand.
All right, here we go.
Happened.
This is what's going to happen today, because everybody, it's no secret who you like, who you get down with, and that's that symbol on your shirt. This is what I want today or tonight, depending on when you're listening to this fine podcast. I want an unbiased perspective from you. I want to hear the hits and I want to hear the misses of the PlayStation 5 reveal from you. You understand what I'm saying?
All right. All right. All right. I promise I will be objective. I will not be a fanboy. You can consider this logo that's on the shirt right here not even there. It's just a plain white t-shirt. It's just a plain white t-shirt tonight, guys.
Just for about an hour. Take the fanboy cap off. You put it on when we're done.
But I mean, it's gonna be a great show because we have a lot to talk about, honestly. So the PS5, we finally got the PS5 reveal. It was supposed to happen last week. They postponed it because people were tearing stuff up in the streets or something. They were like, we're not going to risk it. After watching this, though, I'm like, I don't understand why they did that. The presentation was fine how it was. So maybe it was completely different, and they were like, okay, we're just going to pre-record something. But the way they handled it, it looked like this has been done, especially with the amount of, like, graphics and everything that were put into the presentation. I don't feel like this was not done last week. Maybe they needed more time to get things rendered or something like that, but I don't see how they could pull all of what they did in a week. So, I mean, who knows? That's up for, deliberation, I guess, for you guys in the comments. Let us know what you guys feel. Do you think they maybe needed a little bit more time, so they just used what was going on in the streets as a cover to come out and present something? Or, I don't know, do you think they were being honest about the whole thing? I don't know.
Well, they weren't being honest about it. It's a corporation, so that's out the window. This thing was ready to roll, but a lot of people were postponing because of the current events, so they just got aboard that thing. And I'm not saying that that's wrong, but at the same time, had it dropped last week, that would have been a nice departure to take your mind off things for a little bit to get excited. But either way, I mean, we still got it. It's not like they said we postponed it indefinitely. We waited a week and here it is. So, but yeah, man, that's where I'm at with it.
No, I feel you. Yeah, and they probably didn't want people coming after them or whatever. Like, why are you dropping this right now? So, yeah.
I'm not going to buy the PlayStation 5 because you dropped it. Come on, man.
It's like, whoa, it's not that serious. We've been waiting for it forever. So there's a lot to talk about, man. So the PS5, man. So the elephant in the room. Let's knock this out first before we get into gameplay, some of the games, all that stuff. The PS5 itself, because throughout the entire presentation, they waited to the end. That's why I want to start with it. Because the entire presentation, I was like, this is cool. Dang, this game is looking pretty fire. This is cool too, but what does it look like? So the
controller looked cool again. You saw another video of it, doing its thing. I was like, yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, it's just like it has haptic feedback and it has all like the little beads around it moving and stuff. I'm like, oh snap, yeah. So we have a console reveal. People were right. People were saying, hey, is it going to be two-tone like the controller is? I feel the design that they came out with is super sleek looking. The white, coating the black, and then you have like the blue highlights with the light on it and stuff. I think it looks cool. I can't wait to see it like set up, on the stand over here, and just post it up. And then also they showed, so there's two different versions of the PS5. So there's the regular one that comes with the Ultra HD Blu-ray disc player in drive, and then there is the PS5 digital edition without the disc drive. There's nothing on pricing or anything like that yet, but I imagine the digital edition is going to be relatively cheaper, maybe $50 cheaper or something like that. Maybe even more, who knows? With that Blu-ray drive in there, it might be, it might be a lot more expensive to actually.
I think it might even be like maybe $150 or $200 cheaper with the removal of that drive, and also the fact, remember, it's backwards compatible, so you're getting rid of that drive that's handling so much. But I'm sure the digital copy you'll be able to download PS4 games in the store. I will say that console standing up in my house, it looked a little weird, but I did see images of it on its laid down, and I actually really like the way that it looks laid down. I think it's real dope that way. For me personally, standing up, it looks like a vacuum cleaner. I got one of those already, so when it comes to my house, it's gonna have a disc drive because they're trying to groom us to be digital only. That's what they're working on. Microsoft too, all of them. I'm not just talking about Sony. They're all grooming us to be digital only, cloud and all that. So as long as I can, I'm going to make sure I get a disc drive. So I'm getting a disc drive, and he's going to be laying on his side when I get it.
Sitting sideways in the disc
Sitting
drive.
sideways.
That's what's up. No, I definitely feel you. I was contemplating that myself too. And when I saw it, I was like, man, am I gonna get it without the disc drive? And I started thinking about all of the games that I still have, and I was like, no. Like I have tons of digital games that I could play, but there's so many games that I have physically. Like the top games that I play, I always get the physical copy of them. So those classics like the Final Fantasy VII Remake, the Red Dead Redemption 2, games like that, those big AAA titles, those massive games, I have those on disc. And I'm going to want to play my Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PS5. I'm going to want to play my Final Fantasy VII Remake. I can't wait to see what these games look like on the PS5 upgraded. But yeah.
Faster loading times and all that. So
I'm going to have to get that disc drive. I really want to know pricing though, because like you said, I was thinking maybe 50 to $100, but actually thinking about it, and then all of the space that's freed up in it, inside of the machine as well. I don't know if maybe they're going to fill something in the gap with that, or whatever it may be. Maybe they'll just solely just remove that. I mean, it doesn't have a battery or anything like that, so you won't need anything like that. But I'm intrigued to see what the cost is going to be. I mean, maybe if it's a lot, if it was, say it was $150 to $200 cheaper, maybe like you're saying, do you feel it would be worth going with just the digital one? Especially say launch price, you're looking at without the disc drive, $500, $700 with the disc drive, Do you think that price?
Yeah, because I'm thinking that's the price. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, do you think that price point might sway your decision?
So no, because it's still, if I need to save up more to get it with all the features, then that's what I'm going to do, because in the long term, in the impulse buy, it's like, yeah, I'll be able to play the newest PS5 games. But let's say, remember, launch title games, it's a handful of games, most of you can beat in a very short time. That's just been the way it has been for a long time. So you'll have fun for a good amount, but then once you're done and you're waiting for other games, that will be an opportune time to, okay, I'm waiting for the next PS5 banger or whatever it is. Let me go get that Red Dead 2 and put it in. If I get the digital only system, that's not available, and it's just sitting there looking at me. In your case, it'll be standing up looking at you. So I think though it's going to cost more, and it might even be $700, like you said, $600, $700 is what I'm predicting. I think that I would still do that, and I wouldn't be swayed.
Nice. And now here, let's kind of transition, because you mentioned launch titles. and this is the big hit, and this is the first thing they showed, other than GTA 5, GTA Online coming to the PS5, expanded and upgraded, which I don't know what that means, but you get GTA Online for free. And anybody that has Grand Theft Auto 5 right now and plays GTA Online, every month they're giving out a like $100 or 100, whatever they call the currency, I can't remember, in GTA 5. I'm sorry, not $100, $1 million. My bad, $1 million game dollars every month until the game actually comes out. So you're looking at a few months. It's June right now. You're looking at, maybe if it comes out in December, 5 months, $5 million on your GTA 5 just for logging on every month. And then when you get the PS5, you upgrade, then you can play online. I can't wait to see what they're doing, how it's expanded or whatnot. They put a lot of work in on GTA 5, and they definitely have gotten people to play this game on like 4 different generations, pretty much.
I'm not buying it a third time, bro. I love GTA 5. I think it's one of the best games ever. I'm not buying it a third time. Did not get excited about that. I'm sorry. I'm waiting on GTA 6.
I feel you. I definitely feel you. If you want that cash for the people that still play it, log on and enjoy that. And like I said, it'll be free at launch. At least online will be free, which is kind of cool. They're giving you something that you can always kind of just hop on and play, which is pretty sick. But I imagine we're not going to see a big title from Rockstar for a little bit, and that's why they're doing this here.
I heard that was for the first 3 months.
Yeah, actually, I think you are right. But let's see.
Again, I mean, that's still cool. I'll take it, but
yeah, revealing expanded and enhanced edition due to hit PS5, and oh yeah, so the expanded edition doesn't come out until 2021. Versus, but yeah, the online will be there at launch, and it's not giving me much detail here on this PS blog about that. But we'll have to look into that a little bit more. It may be just be for a limited time, and I imagine it would be. But I mean, at that point, you're looking at the launch of a PS5. If you don't download the free game within the first 3 months, with the limited amount of games you'll probably have, then that's probably your loss. You know, they let us know now, so take advantage while you have the time. But the first official game that's new, that we haven't seen before, that I don't think anybody was expecting to see, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Launch title, Spider-Man. We all know about the hit.
Yeah, man.
Spider-Man PS4. It was a big hit. They're launching with Spider-Man Miles Morales. And like, if you've played Spider-Man PS4, you know Miles Morales was in the game. You know, like, he basically became Spider-Man in the game or whatnot. Spoiler alert. I'm sorry if you haven't finished the game. But now we're going to see him fully take over as Spider-Man. As you know, as a black dude, I'm pretty pumped. You know, I was pretty happy when they had Miles Morales in the first game initially, and I was like, man, if they make a sequel, hopefully they'll at least make it so I can play as Miles Morales, or interchange between Peter Parker and Miles Morales. But it looks like the whole game is based off Miles Morales, so I'm pumped, man. I'm super pumped for that. How are you feeling about it?
So I am pumped for that. The only thing I'll say is, to me, it seems like it's going to be a side story and not necessarily a direct sequel. I think that they'll still have an official Spider-Man 2 because of the way that the original Spider-Man ended. And I think that there was certain story things that they set up that I don't think will be addressed in this game. I think they're going to do their own thing with this game. And also, I'm not sure if it's going to be as long as the other Spider-Man game, because this is coming out so fast, you know, after the last game. But with that being said, man, this is going to be really cool. And what an awesome game to have in the launch window of PS5 when again, like, launches have a history of just underperforming. So
yeah,
that's good.
And we were telling them, like, hey, like, you're going to have to come with some heat at launch, and them just coming out of the gate with this title. And like you said, I really like your perspective on this whole thing, how it's like, it more than likely is going to be a limited game. You know, I didn't even really think about it like that, but as you say that, and I think about it, it makes perfect sense. They almost could have just cloned the old game in a way, upgraded things in a way, added new story, and just so you have something that you can grasp while they're working on the updated, you know, the official sequel. Because it isn't Spider-Man 2, you know what I'm saying? It's not Spider-Man PS5. It is Spider-Man Miles Morales. It kind of has that, you know, that secondary moniker, you know. So yeah, I think that's cool. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too short. I mean, if they could hit us with at least a smooth 30 to 40 hours, I think that would be fire. Maybe it'll be shorter. Hopefully it's not any shorter than 30 hours, but I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, that'd still be good for the launch window for sure.
Right, definitely. So yeah, that looks good, and it looks fantastic. Most of these games they've looked freaking amazing. So after that, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Now this one we were talking about briefly before we came on. This game looks incredible. And you know, like I'm gonna get into some stuff. I'm not just over here riding jocks. Like I said, this logo is invisible right now. But they went in. It's like with a title like Ratchet and Clank, the premise, the basis of how the game operates is a fairly simple and not redundant, but it's been done time and time again. But to see how they're able to take like this kind of basic premise, basic style of platformer game to the level in which they brought it. If you watch the video, it's just insane. It looks like they've molded worlds on top of worlds, and you're falling in and out of different worlds and different dimensions. It looks beautiful. The character designs look beautiful. The enemies look beautiful. Everything just looks great. And based off with the haptic feedback and the controller and the 3D spatial audio, 360 spatial audio, I can't wait to see this environment, because it's shifting, it's changing. You're going through portals, so you're going to have different vibrations. Like there's so much, you know, the adaptive triggers. So I imagine that's going to operate depending on what different types of guns you're using, things like that. That's the title that I feel like is going to highlight the possibilities of the PS5. You know, it just hits all those marks. How it looks, the gameplay, the environment, the sound, everything. I think it's going to be that title where people are going to be like, "Oh yeah, this is next gen."
Yeah, I mean that's what I was definitely saying to you earlier. It's about this conference or presentation, whatever. Pretty much all the games look good, but there was a select few where I was like, okay, that's not happening on PS4. There's no way. And that was one of them. So I'm very much looking forward to that. If I'm able to get my hands on PS5, I will be getting that day one. Like I think not only does it look good, the same company has been making them this whole time. And if you look back at the Ratchet franchise, there's not a lot of duds in the franchise. They are so consistent with that game, with those games. If you go back and play it on the PlayStation 2, you play some on PS3, you're going to have yourself a good time. They know what they're doing. Hey, just talk to Spider-Man. Insomniac knows what they're doing. So it's you've got a good company there. You've got, it's going to have some great humor in there. The graphics are going to be on point, like we said. I'm very much looking forward to that game. That game very much impressed me today.
Yeah, I think that was looking really, 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 really good. Also, here we'll just do like kind of a quick rundown of some of the games, just so we don't spend too much time on all of these. But we're getting the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. We're getting Horizon Forbidden West as Aloy moves west. So that looks really cool. A lot of the character designs and creature designs in that game looks really great as well. I can't wait to see that.
Looks like some awesome enemies in that game.
Most definitely. Gran Turismo 7 You know, so we got the real driving simulator making a comeback, which
they coming back for that crown, man.
Yeah, Forza, they're trying to get you out of here. You know, I think it looks really good. There was some detail, like the gloves that the guy was wearing and stuff. I was like, oh, this looks kind of off. But for the most part, it looks really good. The detail of the cars and all of that looks really, really good. And with the controller, I can only imagine how playing the game is going to be. So, like, it's weird how the controller is really the game changer to a lot of this. Just how it makes you more immersed into the game. So just thinking about how that's going to be, especially with the adaptive triggers and things like that, based off of the different cars that you're driving and things like that. Hopefully we see them kind of really getting fine-tuned into that and using all of the abilities of the controller and the entire console that they can. And then with the audio too, you know, the spatial audio, you're driving, you got cars all around you, you got cars speeding by you and stuff. Like, we'll see how this goes, you know. It sounds like it's going to be really, really cool, but until we get our hands on it, we're not really going to know. And then we're getting a remake of Demon Souls. Are you pumped for that?
Nah.
Yeah. I feel you. I mean, it's cool. There was some cheers. I heard a lot of people online were talking about it or whatever. For me, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I think I might pass on that as well, though. And then we got a bunch of indie games too. And this is where things, I don't know. Bug Snacks was looking kind of, I don't know. Honestly, I thought Bug Snacks was a parody. I thought something else was going to end up coming out. And then it finished, you know? And then it finished. I was like,
no,
oh,
that's the game.
I was like, oh, all right.
So that's like, again, when I was talking about, I saw games that's like, yeah, that seems like a PS4 game. And for that game, I'd even say PS3. It just didn't look that impressive. Sorry.
No, it really didn't. And another, and these are indies, so like I get it. But another one is that Goodbye Volcano High. I just couldn't. I was like, this is true. Like, what are you doing? This is garbage right now. I really from the character design, I was like, no, this just looks trash. If I was like an angsty, like 14-year-old girl, I'd be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'd be down with it, maybe, you know? Maybe, you know? But no, I'm good on Goodbye Volcano High. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of, they made a, DC just recently made like a young adult graphic novel where Bruce Wayne and the Joker are like in high school and they're like fighting over Selena Kyle, Catwoman or something like that. And I was like, oh man, that's what it reminded me of. Like, I don't need a Twilight angsty teen lover. Like, no, I'm good. I'm sure someone will enjoy it, but it's not for me.
I'm gonna take your catchphrase. Who asked for this?
Who asked for it? Exactly.
Who asked?
Yeah. Jet, The Far Shore, that actually looked pretty good. Just kind of how we didn't see much, but like design wise, it reminded me of a game. I forget the name of the game, but it's on Apple Arcade. But it kind of reminded me of that game in a way. And then there's some other games. There's Kenna, Bridge of Spirits.
Hey, that looks really fun, man. Looks like a fun platformer right there.
Yes, sir.
You saw the little creatures helping her solve puzzles and stuff like that. Yeah. I want to see how that goes into play. And my game just fell. You got to think too, with the system being so powerful and those little things doing all their different movements and all that, I can imagine that they're probably going to have a lot happening on screen. And keep in mind, it's going to be on PS5, so it's going to be able to handle everything going on.
Right. Yeah, and it's gonna be really dope. I like the character designs. I like the designs of like the little monsters and stuff too. It's like, it's cute, but it's done in a way that it looks dope. And she looks like she's gonna get into some business too. So I look forward to it. Oddworld, Soulstorm. How you feeling about that one? I was shocked to see Oddworld come back. You know, it's been a little minute since we've seen Oddworld. So
I heard of this game was announced a while ago, but it was pretty much just like the logo and I think a couple of screenshots, but nothing really tangible like we saw today.
Yeah, I'm all in, man. That whole Odd World is such a unique IP, and just the characters that comes out of that, and the concepts. Yeah, whatever they've got lined up, I'm all in.
Then we have Stray, where it looks like you're like a stray cat. Who knows? I mentioned while I was watching it, like maybe it might give you like some Echo the Dolphin type vibes. Not necessarily like being a dolphin underwater, but being an animal going on an adventure, whatever it may be. Because it's like it's a cat. So it befriends a sentient drone, if I can talk. The cat must find its way home and perhaps help the city along the way. So it's a lost cat, and it's just trying to find its way home. Almost like Echo the Dolphin, where it's a dolphin, it can't find its family, so it needs to find its family. So yeah, that's kind of cool.
Probably like a 4-hour adventure, probably like $20 game or something.
Right, just something quick to play. There's the Pathless, the mythic tale of an archer and an eagle in a vast forest who venture to a mystical island to dispel a curse of darkness. And then we have Solar Ash, and that's a journey through a surreal and vivid world filled with mystery, endearing characters, and massive enemy encounters across the vast open world.
Yeah, they didn't show me nothing.
So we're gonna.
Am I wrong, or
no? They didn't show anything. So
show me nothing. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Ghostwire Tokyo. How you feel about that?
Yeah, it could be kind of cool. Like I got a Silent Hill vibe from it.
Yeah.
Just the way it was presented. So yeah, it could be. I think it'll be a fun game.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, and it's coming from Tango GameWorks and Bethesda, everybody's favorite dev. So.
Is that okay? I'll make it go. I'm like, wait, did you play Fallout 76?
Fallout 76 is a little better. I've been playing it on and off a little bit with my brother. He
okay.
He literally talked like he didn't beg me, but for months he was like, "Dude, just re-download Fallout 76 so I have someone to play with." So eventually I did, and like it's not bad. Some random dude randomly, I know I'm going off on a slight tangent, but some random dude randomly came up. We were just working on, on our spot or whatever. And some dude came up, he was like level 126 or something. I'm like level 13. And he came up like a serial killer reading like a manifesto. And I'm like, dude, what is happening right now? This is weird. Long story short, he killed us and robbed us for everything that we had. He took over our settlement. So wild times in Fallout 76.
Oh man.
Yeah, wild times.
Both of y'all? Damn.
Yeah, both of us. After he just showed up, he was like reading his manifesto, and I'm like, what can we even we can't even hurt him. His level's too high. So yeah, he messed us up. It was crazy. It was super weird. I streamed it. You guys can find that on my Twitch. Yeah. So also we have Godfall from Counterplay Games. So I'm still I'm on the fence. It looks like it's good.
Look, man, the first stuff I saw from it, I will say I like the character designs. They look pretty cool, but I still like everything I've seen of it visually. PS4. So I mean, I guess that's not bad, but what I'm saying is that to me, like, exactly. I don't know, man.
We're talking about the PS5. It wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't, it wasn't anything super special. It looked like something, just like your typical, almost like free to play action MMO, that you see people play all the time. Just slightly refined. So, I mean, we'll see. I might check. I don't know. I might check it out. Someone might convince me to play or something. When I saw it, I was like, it's not really,
It's like something you play at a friend's house, or you'll wait on them to invest 3 months in it and then let you know how it really is.
Yeah.
That's the kind of game that.
Yeah. Project Athea. Now this was from Luminous Productions and Square Enix. how did you feel about that? I thought this was looking. I thought it looked like it was pretty good. You know, we didn't see too much, but from what we saw, I was like, oh wow, like they put in some work. You know, the character designs from for the main character, the girl, looks pretty good. So the world looked pretty good too.
Was this the game that was like Aliens?
Like no, I don't think it was like Aliens. It was
This had a dragon in it, right?
Yeah, it had like a dragon that like.
They didn't show me nothing on that. They didn't show me nothing.
All right. Yeah, I mean it was kind of quick. You see her like kind of like hopping fast or whatever. But yeah, I mean they didn't really show too much. We can move on from that. Hitman 3. What about Hitman 3, man?
You know, that's gonna be good, man. IO Interactive, they know what they're doing with Hitman. This since they've rebooted it, and even before that, I mean, they've just been really doing really well with the series. So again, I think people who play Hitman know what to expect. So I mean, with that being said, that's a good thing because Hitman has been consistent, so you know what you're getting. So nothing looked like. Basically, if you were like, imagine Hitman 3, and that's probably what I would have imagined, if that makes sense.
I got you. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. You know, you could always use a Hitman, you know?
Yeah.
So, NBA 2K21. The footage that they showed was pre-alpha footage, for the record. So, I mean, it looked pretty realistic. Zion Williamson's eye looked kind of off. I recall seeing that. I was like, oh, that eye looks kind of fake. But all the sweat all over his face, like, I don't know. For the most part, it looked really, really good. It was pre-alpha footage. And it's also 2K. It's also 2K. So, and this is apparently coming out fall of 2020. So you know it's launching on the PS4, and then it'll probably be a launch title on the PS5 as well, or they'll just do like an upgrade until they launched or something. I don't know. You care about that?
So I liked what I saw. I thought it looked pretty detailed and all that. Looks great. But with that, and also with EA Sports with their Madden presentation, where if you blink you miss the footage, I don't understand why they're so, I guess, afraid to show people just a full game of it. Let's just show you an actual gameplay of it going on, because why not? I mean, I don't think people are going to end up buying it anyway, so just show them what they're getting into, or just don't show anything at all. You know, it's not like we know there's going to be a sports game every year. It's not like we need to have a teaser on a annual sports game, right? It's not like GTA 6 where we're waiting a long time and we're like, okay, maybe we'll give them a little taste here. It's like, come on, man, we generally know what to expect. So just show us, man. Quit playing with us when it comes to like Madden and when it comes to NBA. Just show the game, man.
Yes, sir. Just let us see it. Just let us see it. It doesn't matter. Give us like a 1 minute scrimmage or something. But you know what it is though. They can't run the game right now. You know it's choppy. You know it's glitching to all. All hell, man. All right, so Deathloop from Arcane Studios. I mean, the environment looked like it was pretty cool. Other than that, I mean, I kind of want to see a little bit more. That's coming from Bethesda as well, so you got to be kind of careful with them. I mean, they're good people, but you got to be careful. Resident Evil Village.
Oh yeah, man. Again, that's another game where I said, all right, that's next gen. You see some of the zoom in, some of the facials, and just some the creatures. Man, that game's gonna be something else. And you got to think about with the dynamic sound going on now, the controller and all that. Think about that when you're playing a game that's intended to scare you. That's gonna be a ride, man.
Sure. And then last one from Capcom as well, Pragmata. They gave us the first look, but we didn't really see too much about Pragmata. But might be a good one too. So we'll play it by ear there, man.
Yeah.
So before we get any further, I just want to make sure we do this right. So before we get all out of whack, we got to take a little bit of time just so we can hear from our sponsors. All right. So we'll be right back with the rest of the show. All right, and we are back. So we're talking PS5 today, guys. We've talked about a lot of the titles. We've talked about the console itself. We talked a little bit about the controller. Now, I mean, let's ask some questions. What questions do we have? The number one question that I have right now, and I mean, I think it's probably the question that everybody has, top priority. I'm sure it doesn't matter for some people, but how much is this thing gonna cost, man? How much am I going to have to pay? And how much am I gonna have to save? Let's remember, we're in a recession right now. It's definitely a recession. Lots of people are out of work. Do you think, okay, so for one, how much does it cost? Two, production on this thing. Are they gonna mass produce this? Do they feel like they're gonna sell a lot of these? Or are we gonna see like a slow rollout of the PS5 where it may be hard to obtain at launch too?
I think it's going to be 600 for the premium, and it's going to be $399 for the digital.
Mm.
And I think that it's going to be tough to get a hold of them. But I think that's just because I don't know if they'll be able to meet demand, because I think people, if they start saving now, it'd probably help too if they told them how much it is. Then the people could start saving up. But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen, is they're initially not going to be able to keep up with the demand, because I don't think that this is going to stop people from getting it, recession or not. I think it's going to sell pretty well.
Yeah, everybody, for the most part, people are in their homes. Even people that are out of work. I mean, the elephant in the room that a lot of people aren't talking about is like the crazy amount of unemployment people have been receiving. So people have been getting a lot of money from unemployment. They're just at home. They're probably buying games or whatever it may be. Some of them may be stacking the money for the launch of the PS5. So I mean, it's one of those things where people, especially in America, where we have the wherewithal, and we also will sacrifice things that we may need for things that we want in America. So there's probably going to be a lot of people that are like, you know what? I'll just eat noodles for the next 3 months and just save all of my extra money so I can get this, I can get this PS5. So I feel like they won't be able to meet the demand. And that's like a thing that I feel is going to happen, not just with the PS5. I feel like it'll happen with the Xbox. I think it's going to happen even with cell phones when cell phones launch, just because everything, like production, needs to get back online and back on track. And I imagine they probably wanted to start production on these probably somewhere around now, so I'd be prepared. If not, I mean, how many units are they going to be able to have made before the launch? So we're looking at, I'd say probably November, right? Late November for the launch. So we're looking at a smooth 5 months, maybe a little less than that. So I don't know. I'm curious to see if we're gonna have enough. Are people gonna be fighting each other? Is it gonna be like a ultimate melee during Black Friday, or like what's gonna go down for these PS5s, man? So
yeah, I still want to know, man. Obviously, the prices on the systems, the price on the accessories. Definitely want to know how much the games are going to cost. Are they going to be $59.99?
Right, and especially, there is some titles that even what we've seen, it all looks really good. Ratchet and Clank looks super good. I still don't know if I would pay more than $60 for that game. For the base game. It looks like a fantastic game, but it's like, man, I don't know if I want to spend more than $60. And like I don't know how they're gonna do this, especially if you take the model right now of the base game is $60, you get the ultimate edition or whatever deluxe edition, you're paying $100, right? So what is it? Is that gonna increase too? Are they gonna boost that $10, $20 for the deluxe edition? So you're paying $120? Like, so I want to know that as well. And then prices on the accessories too. We got to see, I mean, they busted out everything. They said, we got the headset, we got the remote control, we got everything. We got the camera, they're set. So they have everything. How much does this all cost? If I want to grab everything, how much money am I going to have to bring with me? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say like $1,200, but I mean, I just want to know. I just want to know. Any other questions you got for it?
No, because we need to talk. This is a business, and that's what they were doing. This video is selling us a product. So how you gonna have a video selling us a product and not reveal the price? You got me?
Yeah. Because
same goes for Xbox. They did this. I said the same thing. How much? What are we talking here?
What you trying to get out of my pocket, man? It's like this is probably a bad analogy, but it's like the drug dealer tactic where they give you a taste and it's like, well, dang, you didn't even tell me how much it costs. And then they're like, bro, this is gonna cost you, man. You might have to sell, your refrigerator or something. So
or the Xbox Series X, in other words. Remember we said it looks like a fridge. So.
Yeah, you might have to sell that Series X to get that PS5, man. So yeah, I really, for money, I mean, that's probably the most important thing now. We're sold. From everything that I saw online, people that I've been talking to and stuff, people are sold. People are ready to pre-order the game. Mo Chocolate was creaming himself.
Man, anything PlayStation, he's gonna do that. If they had just dropped the system and told you nothing, he would have been, oh my God, I'm sold. Yeah, tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, he was on the tester, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. So and he knows this. I give him trouble all the time. He knows this. I wouldn't tell him nothing. I wouldn't say, Anyway.
Yeah, man. So those are the questions that we have. What questions do you guys have for the PS5 or even just next gen in general? What questions? We want to know what you guys want to hear. And then maybe we'll take those questions and maybe we'll see if we can do a deep dive and try to figure these things out. So let us know what you guys want to find out down in the comments below. We definitely appreciate that. And before we wrap the show, let's get into the Mission 3 top 3, man. So what we're gonna do here with Mission 3, we have the top 3 games that were revealed. So KJ is gonna give his top 3. I will give my top 3. Do you want to do it back and forth? You'll give one, I give one until we get through it?
Yeah, let's do that. That'll be fun.
For sure. All right, well, go ahead. You kick it off, and then we'll get this going, bro.
All right, so in my number 3 spot, I have Horizon Forbidden West. I thought that looked really cool. Just some of the worlds that Alloy is going to be going into now. There's the underwater stuff when she was riding on that, was it a horse? I don't know what the thing she was riding, but they had that zoomed out shot and she was just running and then you just see just the beautiful environments. What I liked so much is that they took you on so many different landscapes and everything looked so good and finely detailed. And again, I said it earlier and I'll say it again. The enemy types in this look menacing, and I can't wait to clash against them. It just looks like it's going to be a fun action adventure time. It's going to be some good exploration. Looks like they're really going to have a lot more of that for people, and they're going to have even better combat, which is tough to do because the first one had some good stuff, but I know Guerrilla Games is going to pull it off.
Word. That's what's up. For me, number 3, Kenna Bridge of Spirits from Ember Labs. just when they announced it, when I saw it with my eyes, I was like, oh wow, what's this? And as they got more into details, we're showing gameplay of the game, showing character designs and the entire environment and everything. It's just one of those games where I was like, yeah, this is going to be a solid game. It's going to be a solid adventure. I can't wait to see, what they do with her because, she uses, it looked like she was using different weapons. She has different allies. Who knows how she'll interact with the world? She has different forms of magic and stuff. I just want to see exactly how far this is going to go, how beastly she can get by the end of the game, and how cute all of the environments and characters can be throughout. So I think that game looks like it's going to be a solid one. So yeah, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits.
Yeah, and the way that they started off that trailer, I didn't think that they were going to do gameplay, and then they were like, "Oh, we got it for you." So yeah, that was a cool game. I also want to give a shout out to Astro's Playroom because the first Astro game was on PS4, the VR, and we actually gave that best VR for Play Legit when that came out. So that was really really cool. Now it looks like this sequel or spinoff, so to speak. It does not have VR, but it will be preloaded on every PS5. So we were talking about before we wanted like PS Plus or some type of thing where we have free games, something to play. So they're actually giving you guys a free game. So I'm thinking like, hey, whether you like it or not, it's free. So that's dope. So I just want to give a shout out and make sure we got that. But my number 2 pick would be Resident Evil Village or Resident Evil 8. I just thought that again that was a game that showed off, okay, this is next gen, this is happening on next gen. I just saw the facial features and just the really, they really put a lot of thought to the village. It did give off a Resident Evil 4 vibe to me, but at the same time feels like its own thing, and I want to see more about the werewolf thing. I didn't think that they were going to do werewolves. I wasn't sure about that rumor, but seeing it in action, and then Capcom's going to bring their own spin to it. We know that. So, yeah, I think that that's going to be a fun game.
Awesome. So, for me, number 2, I'm going to have to go with Project Athia. For one, it's Square Enix. It looked really, really good. The character designs, the environment look really good. And I'm interested to see what the gameplay is going to be like. There are some big beasts, like we talked about earlier, the big dragon that kind of had like stuff coming out of its chest and stuff. I want to see what they do with this game, how it is in the environment, how the gameplay is going to go down. It looks like it's going to be something fierce, something serious. So, I want to get my hands on that. Now, I'm not sure when it's going to be out, because I don't even know if Project Athia is the official name of the game. It might just be the project name. I'm not seeing anything about when it's going to be released or anything like that. But I look forward to seeing the game when it's complete, because it looks like it's going to be a good one.
Oh, sorry, man. I kind of buried that earlier.
No,
it's on your list.
No,
they didn't show me nothing.
They didn't show anything. I know that, but I look forward to seeing what it's going to be. I could have picked other games on here, but a lot of them I know what they're going to be, So I wanted to pick a title where it's like, it looks like it could potentially be promising. Now, No Man's Sky looked like it could have potentially been promising, but the game was trash. People say it's good now, so hopefully it's not one of those situations. But, I'm sure it won't be because, they did some work with No Man's Sky. But yeah. What's in that number 1 spot for you, KJ?
Yeah, we got at number 1, man. It's a Ratchet and Clank. It's got to be, man. I'm sorry. I know I talked about it earlier, but yeah, it's going to have to be Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It just looks so smooth, so polished. It was in pre-alpha too, what they showed. So I can't imagine when the when the final version comes out of that. Oh man, like I said, Insomniac Games is making it. I don't really need it at this point. The track record for that's so good. It's like a Rockstar game with GTA. You just know, just have your money in hand and just get ready for the ride.
That's what's up. Yeah, and you know what? I wanted to mention that. I'll give that an honorable mention. I definitely will be picking that up. but I figured you might say that. So I wanted to kind of keep them a little separate too.
I feel you.
So for me, number one game that I'm trying to play that Spider-Man Miles Morales, bro.
Okay.
I'm trying to play that Spider-Man Miles Morales. Spider-Man PS4 was just so good. And this looks better. Like, it looks better. You know what I'm saying? Game, like, not just gameplay wise, but visually, the game looks amazing. So I can't wait to see what that's like. Web slinging as Miles Morales through New York City. It's gonna be dope. I can't wait to see what villains they bring in, and hopefully, it's not a half-done game. I don't think it will be, but we'll see. Hopefully we get at least 30 hours like we were talking about before. But yeah, that game looks like it's gonna be fire. Everybody's super psyched for it. And Miles Morales is that man, so definitely gotta get that.
I appreciate the fact that, they showed that montage of PS4 games, and they showed you the GTA 5 footage was from the PS4 version. But after that, everything else was being ran off of PS5, and I didn't think that it was going to be that much of PS5 stuff. Like, I know they said PS5 reveal, but I still didn't know how much of that was going to be, where the balance was going to be at. But no, they weren't playing around. They said this is the PS5 revealed. Yeah, there was a PS5 reveal, and I think overall, like, there's some games that maybe I won't be jumping at the bit, but I don't think there was a lot where I was like, oh man, like that's just hot trash. I mean, there's just maybe a few probably that's like, okay, let's throw that out. But overall, like, there was a lot of good games here, and I think as a whole, as a presentation, pretty solid, man. I'll probably give it like a 4 out of 5. I was pretty happy with what I saw today.
I would do the same. Definitely would give it a 4 out of 5. I mean, so another form of myself may have given it a 5 out of 5, but there's no logo shirt right
When
now.
you put the hat back on after the show, it's gonna be 5 out of 5.
But yeah, I thought it was a great presentation. It wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. It was about an hour and 25, maybe hour and 30 minutes long, which was pretty cool. And like, everything looked great, and the amount of gameplay running off the PS5, you're right, you can't go wrong. And that's what Xbox should have did. You tricked it. You fumbled the bag, Xbox. There's no way that you can come back from this. PS5, I'm sorry, my bad.
All right,
sorry.
The show's not over yet. Not that. I don't want that right now. What I'm gonna say is, Microsoft, because they still, what they did was supposed to be like their third party thing, so they haven't like officially had their conference yet, I guess is what they're saying. But what Sony, for the most part, pretty much brought it. So Microsoft has really got to do something. And I know Halo is going to be dope, but they better have a lot more than Master Chief, buddy, because, Sony ain't playing around. And one thing I want to point out is there's a special type of gamer watching this press conference that Sony was looking out for. We have heard for far too long that the single player experience is dead and that everybody just wants to play Fortnite and multiplayer game. I saw a lot of games today where I can just sit at home by myself and take in a world of just awesome adventures, with Miles Morales, with the Horizon. I think that might have co-op maybe, but you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of games where that you can just take it in, enjoy the world, play the single player experience. So if I'm a single player gamer, I am happy today seeing this display.
Yes, sir. And I believe that was part of their mission statement where they said, hey, this generation, we're going to bring it back, to the single player game, single player gaming experience. Of course, you're going to have the online stuff. And I feel like it may have taken this generation for them to have the capabilities to be able to actually create these vast worlds and create vast universes where you can get lost in a single player game experience, like GTA 5, yes, big game, but not big on the scale of what we're going to be seeing on the PS5. So I'm super excited to see everything that they do with this. This generation is going to be amazing. I can already tell. What do you guys out there, what do you guys think about the PS5? Did you like the presentation? Do you think they did good? Do you think they did bad? You don't care? You're going to rock with Microsoft either way? Are you a member of the PC Master Race? Let us know in the comments below. We want to hear from all you guys. Overall, we thought it was a good presentation. Maybe you disagree with us. We want to hear about it. Other than that, though, guys, please, please, please make sure you check out playlegit.net, because that's the home, that's the hub, that's where you're going to find the podcasts and everything related to gaming and real talk. It's super dope. So you're going to want to check that out as well. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Play Legit Network on YouTube. We definitely appreciate everybody showing up in the comments, subscribing to the channel, showing us tons of love. It's super awesome. Keep that going. And then follow us on social media at Play Legit across the board. And you can follow me at Koerri Elijah everywhere as well. KJ, before we get out of here, you got anything else you want to add?
Man, I'm just happy that the single player experience is not being left to the side. Talk to God of War if we're talking about big time sales. So I'm glad that it isn't going anywhere.
That's right. Well, that has been episode 16 of the Play Legit podcast. We will be back next week with some more awesome gaming and real talk for you guys. But until then, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this everywhere with everyone you know. Throw us on your Reddit. Throw us in your Discord chat. Throw us everywhere. Throw us up on your Facebook. You know, it's whatever. We're here. We're keeping it real. And until next time, guys, it's been awesome. Stay legit.
You can put your hat back on now.